this is Dawn with Crafty Nana Dawn. I hope everybody's having a good day. Today we're going to scrap lift a card out of the idea book. I wanted to show you how you could do that on your own. Close to My Heart provides the recipes for this, but it does not provide the step-by-step instructions. So I thought maybe I would show you how you could copy it on your own. Also, this was not supposed to be a voiceover, but I forgot to turn my mic on. So the supplies we're going to need is the card base, and Close to My Heart does sell these in a bulk with the envelope. You're also going to need the shaker window in foam acetate. You also will need the small circle thin cut dies, the Let It Snow stamp set, the Bitty Sparkles. You're going to need a piece of Seabrook. Here I just have a scrap that I had left over. Always save your scraps because they're good for stuff. Also, we're going to use the mix-in paper packet from the October through December idea book. And excuse me, my allergies are really bad today. We're going to use the Mocha glitter paper, and here's where I'm going to show you I do not have any sage paper left. So what I did was went in my stash and I color matched that as close as I could. So I'm leaving this on here to show you that even if you don't have all of the pieces, sometimes you can look into your stash and find what you need. So we're going to get started. Fold your card base in half, then take the diagonal paper out of the mix-in paper pack. And what I did was I looked at the card in the idea book, and to me it looked like this paper was about 1/8 of an inch in. So I cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. After I cut this at 4 by 5 1/4, I'm going to take the Mocha glitter paper, and that to me, sitting on top of the striped paper, it looked like it was about 1/4 of an inch in. So I cut that at 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Then with the seabrook, that looked like it was about 1/8 of an inch in, so I cut that at 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. With the paper from the mix-in pack, I took the red with the stitches, looked like little stitch lines, and I used that one, and that was cut at 1 by 3 1/4. Next, you're going to take your sage ink, and we're just going to ink all the way around the edges of the cardstock. Or not cardstock, but the card base. After we do that, we will start to assemble the card. I'm going to take my tape, and I'm going to put that on the diagonal paper and just place that on top of the card base. And then with glue, because this is glitter paper, so I want to use glue, I'm going to put the seabrook on top of that. I'm going to take out my Stamp Perfect. You could use a Misty or whatever you have. And with the card base, I'm going to take the stamp from the stamp set that is the base of the snow globe. Using the die cut to help me line it up in the middle, and then I will take the Harbor ink, Close to My Heart Harbor ink, and I'm going to stamp that a couple of times. That's why I really like using my Stamp Perfect, is because I can stamp a few times and know that it's going to come out good, especially when I'm stamping on the card base. Next, I'm going to use a white piece of cardstock, and I'm going to take that little village looking stamp, and we're going to be doing a technique with that of two-tone stamping. So I'm going to put this on the white paper and pick it up with my cover. First, I'm going to season it, and when you season a stamp, you want to make sure that when you look at it, it looks a little opaque. Then I'm going to take, or what I took is, I don't have all of the Close to My Heart stamps yet, stamp pads yet, so I went in my stash and I got a stamp pad that was as close to the pine color that I thought was as close to the pine color. And I'm just going to stamp on the trees, trying not to get it on the house, but you will still get a little bit on there. So once we get that all stamped up on the trees, I'm going to take a Q-tip and I'm going to put it in a little bit of water, and I'm going to wipe off the house part with the Q-tip. Just the house part, to get the green off of the house, because I don't want the house to be green. As you can see here, I'm just dipping that in some of my water, and then I'm going to just take that green ink off of the house. Once I have that off of the house, I will then take the brown ink, which is as close to the mocha color as I could get from my stash, and I will ink that up very carefully. It's a little bit easier to do the house than it is the trees, using this same technique. If I get the brown on the trees, I will take the Q-tip and wipe off the trees. As you can see here, we've got the tree stamped and there's no house. So once I clean that off, I think I stamped this a couple of times, then I put the brown ink on and I stamp that, making sure to clean off the trees. So I'm going to leave you here to kind of watch that, and we'll be right back. I'm going to take the base and put that back into my Stamp Perfect, because I forgot to stamp the Happy Holidays. So with black ink, we're going to stamp the Happy Holidays right into the middle of that card base, the globe card base. Next, we're going to take our little village stamp, and I just pulled some watercolor pencils out of my stash. I just got a dark green, as close to that pine color as I could get. I also pulled a turquoise color and then a lighter type brown and a darker brown. With the dark green color, I'm going to go around just the outside of all of the trees. Once I have that done, I'm going to take the turquoise color and I will be putting that in the middle of the trees, or filling in the trees with that. And I'm going to do that for all of the trees. With my watercolor brush, and Close to My Heart does sell the watercolor brush, and they also sell watercolor pencils. I'm going to take my watercolor brush and I'm going to put a piece of paper towel down, because as I'm watercoloring, because this is not watercolor paper and I don't want to use a lot of water, I don't want to get this saturated with water, I'm going to be drying off my brush quite frequently. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the edges of the trees and I'm going to kind of pull that darker green color into the middle and just mix it together so that it makes a nice soft color. With the brown, I'm going to go around the inside edges of the house and I'm going to lay down a little darker color just all the way around the inside of it. And then I will take the lighter brown and I'm going to color in the inside of the house. And then I will repeat what I did with the water brush. I'm going to pull that color into the middle carefully and not going into the windows. I want those to remain white. And once I have that nice soft color is what I'm going for. We're going to die cut out our pieces now. With the thinner circle die cut, I'm going to put that around the little village, and I'm going to just kind of centering that in the middle, and I'm going to take a piece of tape. I like to use some tape just to hold it in place so I can die cut it. And then with that sage color paper, we'll just take a piece of that, and with the thicker die cut, we will be putting that on the sage color and die cutting that out. We're going to take the shaker window foam and acetate and remove the circle part and place that on top of our round die cutted piece out that with the little village. And then we're going to take the acetate. It has a protective film on it, so we're going to remove that and place glue all the way around the sage color piece that we cut out and place that on top. You set that aside. We're going to take powder and go on the inside of the foam so that our sequences don't stick. And I just pulled some sequences from my stash. I had some clear snowflakes, some white, and I think they were like little silver beads. Now we'll take that part off so that we have the sticky part, and we're just going to place that on top. Once we have that done, what I'm going to do is refer back to the book so that I can show you that we're going to be stamping next. And what we're going to stamp are the snowflakes, and those are stamped in the harbor with the harbor stamp pad. And there's some little diamonds there, and those are stamped with the sage color. And I'm just going to be using my stamping block for that. But first I'm going to try and line everything up, not gluing it down, just lining it up to where it's going to be so that I know where to place those stamps. Take a scrap piece of cardstock and stamp out another base, and then cut that out. We're going to be using this to cover our base so that we can do some splattering. And what I did was just cut it as close to the edge as I could. Once that is completed, I'm going to pull my little box out that I have, and we're going to do some splattering. I'm going to place my card piece inside my box, and then I'm going to take that piece that we just stamped and cover the base of the snow globe so I don't get any splatter on it. And I apologize, I was out of camera for this. What I did was I took the harbor ink, I put some water in it, and with my fan brush I just took and splattered some ink all over the front of that card. And then I took my shimmer brush and did the same thing. Put some of the ink on my stamping block, and then just took and splattered it on the front. While I have my shimmer brush out, I'm going to color in or put the shimmer on the snowflakes and the diamond. I This isn't done on the one in the catalog. I just like things shiny, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm also going to add a little bit onto the base of the snow globe. Because again, I like shimmery, shiny, glittery things. We're going to start to assemble our card. For some reason I didn't cut my strip of the red paper to size. I'm not really sure why I did that, but you will see that I end up having to use my craft knife to cut it. And what I'm going to use is my art glitter glue, and I'm just going to glue everything down. Once I have everything glued down, I'm going to take my bitty sparkles and I'm going to put one of those in each of the middle of the snowflakes. With our leftover foam that Close to My Heart has conveniently cut into squares for us, we're going to use that on the back side so that we can add dimension to our card. So I'm just going to place these all around the back side of the card, and then I will adhere it to the front of the card. The front of our card is complete. I'm going to show you the comparison from the idea book to the one that we just made. I think it looks super close. I'm really happy with it. I hope if you followed along and made one that you're happy with yours. We're going to complete our card by stamping on the inside. We're going to take from our stamp set, "'Tis the Season to be Jolly" is the one that I've used. You can see here I'm just seasoning it. And I'm going to be very brave, and I'm going to put down the little foam piece, and I'm going to stamp on the card. If you're not comfortable with this, you can pull out your Misty or your Stamp Perfect, whatever you have. I was a little nervous to do this, but I know that the Close to My Heart stamp pads are really, really good. So I just made sure that it was inked up really well, and then I took my stamping block with the stamp on it, and I put it directly down where I want it, add a little bit of pressure, and set it there for a few seconds, and then lift it up, and it came out very well. We are done with our card, and I think it looks beautiful. I'm showing you my fingers. Does anyone else's hands get this nasty, full of ink and glitter and everything else? Comment down below and let me know. Thank you for watching my video. If you would, please subscribe. Leave me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video. I don't get paid for doing these videos. This is, I buy my own stuff. So if you could subscribe and give me a thumbs up or leave a comment, I would greatly appreciate it. I will leave down below as much of the supplies that I've used as I can. Some of the supplies I used was just stuff I had in my stash, so I don't have a link for it. So thank you for watching, and I look forward to doing another video and hearing from you all. Thank you, and have a really great day. Bye. Oh, and I will leave a picture for you at the end. Bye.